Mmm.
The next author of an Educator Shout Out Interview is Josephine Lanni. Check this out. There are leaves on the ground in Davis, California. And that's not that unusual, but I don't know, not quite like this. I've lived here 6 years. I don't know, have I not been paying that close of attention? I'm at Chipotle right now, so life is good. The leaves and the wind are just howling. They are just having a field day out here in Davis,
California. The exotic place. It's full of wild adventures.
Oh
you
my
never know.
goodness, yeah, the most exotic place I've ever lived. Oh my gosh, what was that?
It was definitely a jaguar.
Oh my goodness, a jaguar. Is Chipotle
The best thing you've ever eaten?
yeah.
Well, duh. Yes. We gotta get a shot of us eating it for the fans. Delicious.
That's sour cream though.
Yeah.
That's like
Not so much.
That's like the whipped cream on my pumpkin pie. You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, I'm so excited to have more pumpkin pie in the next few days.
Coming up.
Hey! Are you really excited?
I'm so excited.
What are you excited for?
I'm excited to be meeting with Kayla and to be talking about being an educator because that's my most favorite topic to talk about.
Is it really?
It is.
That's wonderful.
By the way,
Ooh.
my name is Josephine Lanni. I have been teaching for 4 years. I'm at Da Vinci High School in Davis, California, and I teach English to seniors as well as publications and ACEs.
Thank you so much for being here, Josephine, and for recording an Educator Shout Out interview with me and enjoying a Chipotle meal. So let's get into it. Name and describe one or more educators who have positively impacted your life and how they've made a difference for you.
Totally. So the first one that comes to mind and the one that I always talk about and give credit to for me becoming a teacher is Miss Scott. She was my 9th grade English teacher, and she teaches at Pioneer High School still in Woodland, California. She taught me so much about who I am and about what I wanted to do, and really instilled a passion of English in me that I didn't really know I had, because before her I really did not like school at all.
Wow.
And she was the first person that I told my own story to in a 9th grade narrative, and she gave me a book called The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, and after I read that book I really saw my own personal story in it, and it was the first time that I really connected to a book. And after that I just loved her class, and I loved reading and I loved English, and I always wanted to make her proud, and she is who I thank for becoming a teacher today.
Wow, that's so powerful. And you had mentioned that you didn't really like school very much before that class.
No,
Powerful.
I did not like school very much before her class, but she just had a way of drawing me in and connecting to me, which is what I try to do with my own students now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, Josephine, put on your former student hat and share from your perspective as a student what resources are necessary to have at school that support students' mental, social, emotional health and well-being.
I think that for this question I have a few different answers, because for me, when I was in high school specifically, like I mentioned, I didn't really ever enjoy the classroom, but I always really enjoyed being with friends, and I bounced around a lot. When I was younger, I moved probably over 13 times, and so it was really important to me to find different aspects of school that I could participate in order to make friends. And so for me, it was always school sports, it was always clubs. I always really connected with my counselor. If I was ever going through something that was a problem that I needed help with, they were always there to help me. So I think that is what I personally needed as a student to be successful in academics.
Awesome. And as a current educator, would you answer that question in a different way? What do you see our students need right now to support their emotional and mental health?
I think that my answer would probably be the same, because I think even if you don't connect with every single teacher, even if you don't connect with every single peer, I think it's so important to have an outlet where you're able to express yourself, whether that be art or sports or clubs or anything, and take those leadership roles on campus. I think that giving yourself that ownership for your education and for yourself and responsibility, I think it makes you just get more involved in school, and I think that's important to do.
And feel a little bit more connected for some that don't necessarily connect with the curriculum, but it's about the people and the relationships that you build.
Yeah.
Which sounds like is what really connected you and helped you through the last 4 years of high school.
In high school, I think it was the most important because I transferred schools when I was in 9th grade, and so I went into high school knowing nobody. And that was always pretty intense in the beginning. But I think finding my own little group by doing sports was always really helpful.
What sports did you play?
I played softball for 12 years. Yeah. And then running. I did cross country too. Which
cool.
I always love. And I still love to run. So that always helped me for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Josephine, what advice would you share with your teenage self?
Oh God. No, I would definitely share something that my mom told me when I was a little bit older, when I was in my early 20s. I think that the biggest thing to remember, especially when you're a teenager, is that it's not forever. It's just for now. And so whatever you're going through, or whatever problems that you're being faced with, that is my biggest advice. And I wish that I was told that when I was a teenager, because all those friend fights or boyfriend drama, it didn't matter after I got out of high school. So I think that's important to remember.
It is temporary. It's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and even as an adult, sometimes that advice is difficult to like put into practice. But it sounds like where you were, the headspace that you were in when you heard that advice, you were like, yeah, that could have been useful.
Yeah.
When you were a teenager.
100%. Yeah. Even now.
All the time.
Yes, all the time.
From birth till death, we should
Yes.
just tell our folks everything that you experience in life, or many things, I guess.
Yeah.
Really, if you really get down to it,
Everything
is temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which can be good or bad. So enjoy it.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Yes. Exactly.
Anything else you would like to share with students?
I think also something else that I would want to know, but also that I feel like I share with my students, is just to not give up on what you want to do. I feel like when you get out into the real world, it feels really big, and I think that you maybe start to want to go like this and hole up into your own little cave, but it's really important to stick to those dreams, whatever they might be, and go out and fight for them, and whatever that might mean. For me, that was being a teacher, and I definitely fought to get there. But whatever you want to do, I think you got to fight for it.
Fight for it.
And be resilient.
You know, I actually just posted, I reshared something from Lizzo's page. I mean,
Lizzo.
Lizzo. I mean,
say the name.
ooh.
Lizzo.
Yeah, Lizzo. Ooh, bow down. She's like the next Queen Bee, Beyonce and Lizzo. I mean, but one of her lyrics is like, boss up and change your life. And, and the post that she just shared talked about how, like,
I read that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
On her page or online?
No,
on her page.
on her
Yeah.
page.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like she's talking about, you know, playing, like, giving out free tickets to her shows and like working for $32 or something with $32. Just like working.
She had minus $32 in her account.
Yes, minus $32 in her account, and still hustled and still worked for those goals and to not give up, and you know, look where she's at now. I mean, holy crap!
I know, it's amazing.
The world is on fire with Lizzo.
Can you blame them?
No, I mean, truth hurts sometimes. She is 100%
Love it. Aww.
that woman.
That woman.
Girl.
Love it.
Okay.
Don't cut this.
We are not cutting this out. We're just keeping it real, you know?
Keeping it real.
Keeping it 100.
100.
All right, Josephine. What's the next question? Can I call you Joe?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
What?
so great. Oh, great. We just
course you
discovered that
can.
right now. Great. Okay,
I
so
love
Joe.
that.
Love it. We love it. So Joe, in addition to Mrs. Scott, who or what inspired you to become a phenomenal educator?
When I was in college, my degree was in English literature, and before it was that, it was sustainability and then creative writing. And I remember being in my creative writing class and hearing somebody share their story and looking at mine and thinking it was horrible. But still don't give up on your dreams. But I realized that was really not the path that I wanted to go down, because I realized I wasn't helping anybody really in front of me. And I always knew since I was a really young girl that I wanted to help people, and I always knew that I wanted to travel the world. And I also kind of was a little bit naturally good at English. That was the only subject that I ever got good grades in. The other classes I would get literally straight Fs. So that one was always my favorite. So I kind of combined love of English through Miss Scott, and just personally after that class starting to read and all of that. My degree, English literature now, and then wanting to travel, and then always just wanting to help people. And I thought about it, and something that kind of deterred me from wanting to be a teacher was not really wanting to spend my whole life in a classroom. But then I thought, like, why? Why would I not? Because why? I would be learning and helping, and it all seemed to fall into place after I did that. So it was good.
It sounds like you could have so many different locations of classrooms, with how you're talking about your love for traveling and being able to serve people, in this case, teenagers.
Yeah, I've taught 7th grade and then 12th grade, so I've worked with kind of both ends of secondary education.
Wow, literally both ends of the spectrum.
Yes, so it's been pretty interesting to have to kind of adjust to both, but I love it. It's great. I wouldn't do anything else.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, I love it. It's great. Wouldn't do anything else.
Oh, look at you
Got
have
a
the
little
accent
bit
at
of
the
an
end?
accent at the end.
Which kind is that, you think?
It's a bit muddled, I don't really know. I'm from everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
But I also can do a lot of other accents.
Oh, yes. I love it. You heard it here. First thing here, folks. Chipotle in Davis, California. You know, with this here Minnesotan. And where are you originally from, Joe?
Well, I'm from Alabama, don't you know?
Wait, is that a real thing? I forgot. Is that an actual thing?
I am actually, my real name is Beverly, and I am from Alabama, and I'm just really appreciating this interview today.
But wait, what? I just need them to know, and a little part of my heart really needs to realize in the 13th. Oh my goodness,
Miss Lanni!
Oh my gosh, Miss Lanni! Okay, we got students. We got a whole place.
Should we get them?
Do they want to
but
be?
they have to.
Yeah, we're good. Come on over.
I said that was the best thing that could have happened in this little interview, seeing my students walking on the street.
Oh shucks! And what did one of them just tell us?
They said thank you for everything you've done, and they have an A in English in college.
Woo! And she is the epitome of resiliency. I mean,
Oh my God.
She literally started from the bottom, and now she's here.
Now she's here.
Like,
And she's
she has
going
arrived.
to like the best college ever. So what? I'm so jealous.
Yeah, and she says she loves her roommates.
Yeah.
They know their boundaries of how much to hang out.
Love it.
She is going to take I don't know if they call this a J-term class anymore, from back in the day, but she's going to take a winter class because her break is 5.5 weeks.
And she's just grinding it out.
She is. She's going to take an art class to support her credits. Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing, girl. You know who you are.
Mm-hmm. You know who you are.
You know who you are. And that student that dropped off she dropped off a resume at Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Get the hookup.
Former DVCA student.
Hey. We're just
those are
killing
good
it out
people.
here. Making moves.
Making
changing
moves.
lives.
Changing lives.
No big deal.
So good. Oh my gosh. Life is good.
It really is.
Are you going to try to wipe that smile off my face, Joe?
No.
I don't think
I'm
so.
going to support it all the way.
All the way, honey. All the way.
All the way.
I ain't going to even try to get your smile off your face either. Whoop shucks. Look at us both wearing our glasses
honey.
today. Cute.
Oh, we're mashing.
Oh, we gotta rewind, because remember how you said that you moved 13 times, and then you
Yes.
told Kim that your name is Beverly or something, and that you moved, and that you're from Alabama.
That I am from Alabama. Well, no, I'm actually from Dayton. Well, I'm from all over the place.
Right. So where
Really?
where did you grow up?
I technically grew up in Davis, California.
Okay.
But
That exotic place.
Yes, exotic. But I was born in Sacramento, and I lived in Lincoln, Elk Grove, literally you name it, everywhere in Sac. But and then I lived in Arizona, came back here. I moved all over the place, but especially when I was really young, I moved a lot, which was definitely hard. But
I bet.
yeah,
I bet. Seems like you built that resiliency. 13
yeah.
times, that's a lot. I mean, 13 times just, was that
that's
before
before second
ninth
grade.
13 times before second grade.
Mm-hmm.
13 is my favorite number, and that's a 1 and a 3. And it's my late mom's favorite number, too. So, but 13, I mean, before you were even 13.
Yeah.
That is, ooh.
Lots.
And now you are an educator, and you are changing the lives of people who maybe they've moved.
Yeah.
I just can't get rid of this accent. I mean, I don't need to, but
You don't need to.
Susie doesn't think I need to. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Seeing more of our former students over here
Yeah.
on this bright Monday morning.
Yeah, she's
Well,
actually my current 9th grader.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so fun.
Hey.
Aww.
Yeah. But, yeah. That's awesome. That you moved so many times, and now here you are impacting the lives of students who you had mentioned earlier before our interview started about the difference of experiences that your 7th graders had compared to your 12th graders, and then to think like just the sliver of your story that you just shared, like, you know, that's awesome.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, Joe, what are the most challenging parts of being an educator?
There are definitely a lot of challenging parts to being an educator. I think the hardest parts are when you have a student who, for me, I can remember a few students where I had seen my own story in them, and I think that was always really hard to know and kind of be able to connect to what they were going through at that time, and to know that they were younger than I was with the specific issue that they were dealing with, and to just think like, how are they even getting through that? Because I know that it was hard for me. And I think that's definitely the most challenging part is, like hearing their stories and how intense that they can be. But I also think that that's the most rewarding part of it, because for me, I have been through things in my life, and I'm able to connect with way more students than if I had not been through certain situations. And so I think that being able to talk to them about what I've been through and how I dealt with it, and give them advice on how it's definitely going to be okay, and to grow stronger from this, and to have it be your power and get the power back. I think that's what that's why I love my job, is because I get to help them every day and see the change in them. So, yeah.
Look at you, seeing the change, inspiring the change, being the change.
Yes, it's definitely my favorite part. And teaching them English a little bit, here and there.
I mean,
Here and there.
that's just like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, exactly. If I can give you a good book, cool, But the other parts are my favorite.
That is the reason.
Yeah.
What we just experienced right there, that line of students.
Yeah. That was so cute.
They probably remember some of the skills and the knowledge that you dropped on them in regards to English, but they probably more so remember and connected in that very moment with the way that you caused them to feel.
I think so, for sure. Especially this student that we just saw. I agree.
All right, Joe. Ooh, girl.
Oh my god.
You just say Joe and she will crack up.
Every time. Okay, Joe.
Okay, Joe.
Okay.
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 All right.
Okay, ready.
All right. Ellen, I hope you're watching this.
Yeah.
What types of mental health challenges do you see our students facing, and how can we support them?
Whew, this is a big question. I would say that it depends on the grade sometimes. I think that there are a lot of things that they kind of all are struggling with, but I think 7th graders, from what I can remember, are struggling with way different things than seniors. When I taught 7th grade, the biggest thing that I remember them dealing with and going through was either body image, social media, bullying, all these types of situations that would kind of come up in either their writing or in the classroom. And I think how we can support them is just really know your kids. Really know your kids, being able to see when they are going through a rough day and pulling them aside and asking them if they're okay. And I think also seniors go through different things. They're starting to figure out what they want to do with their life. They are struggling with seeing their peers go off to all these giant schools and feeling less worthy or something, some type of feeling. But I think, again, just knowing your kids, having amazing counselors, having people that can having people on campus that are working for you is really important.
Oh my gosh, she's a little doggy. But it's actually like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It's dressed up. But yeah, I think that is some of the mental health challenges. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, I get a lot. Stuff like that. Yeah. I think just knowing your kids and being able to connect with them and ask them how they are I think asking someone how are you doing and being genuine is the best thing you can do for society. Just reaching out, right?
For the good of the whole.
It really does change.
Yeah. Have you noticed when somebody asks you how you're doing, and how they're just like, you're literally in passing, like you're not even face to face by the time that question is fully comes out of the mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like, yeah, it's
100%. I think sitting down with them and genuinely asking, how are you, is different than how you doing. And I think both are fine,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think it depends on the person. There are some days when I see students struggling and I get on their level and I just say, like, how you doing, buddy? Or how are you doing? You okay? You seem kind of off today, or you seem kind of down, or yeah.
Yeah. It's a good reminder of how powerful what we may see, and I think the fact is, it is a simple question, but it can open up to so many different answers and so much of somebody's story.
And you'd be surprised at how many times when I ask them that question, how many times they open up. It's pretty much every time. But some days you give them space, some days you probe them a little bit more.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends, and you feel it out. I think reading people is a good skill to have.
Yeah. Do you have any tips on how to learn how to read people? Like, that seems like something that can be learned and can be challenging to learn.
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel like it comes naturally to people.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that I've kind of always been a little bit natural at reading people, but I think I have also definitely learned that skill. I think I've definitely learned how to handle situations more than I have ever known prior to being a teacher, and being able to make split-second decisions on whether this is something to really dive in deeper and question them about, or something that's like, oh, okay, they're just having a bad day and they need to be left alone.
Right.
And I think differentiating that is the hardest part.
Yeah. Because it literally, I can't remember what the post was, but it noted whatever quantitative number is associated with it, but how educators and teachers specifically make so many split decisions, and it's kind of a gamble whether you know your kids or not. Sometimes it's like, sometimes you dive in and then you get out of it what that person needs to share and what you need to hear in order to kind of meet them where they're at in that moment, or you're met with like even more resistance, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, I'm not going to push that.
And I think when you asked me prior to this question, you asked me what are the most challenging parts, and I think that one of the most challenging parts of being an educator is not being able to connect with everybody. And to me, that sometimes can break my heart.
Yeah.
And I've lost students where I couldn't get to them, and I can literally think of probably like 3 kids in specific where I had worked all year to connect with them and never did. So it was really hard. Yeah.
It was definitely a challenge.
I can also answer like a few more on that question.
Do it.
Okay. Other parts that are difficult, I believe that when you lose students, that's very hard. And I think that
are we saying when we lose, like when we
like either
can't reach or pass away?
Pass away, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. When you have a student that passes away, it is, like nothing you have. I've never felt that before. It's very hard. It's like it's probably not the same amount of losing a child, but it kind of feels that way. Because they're there, and then all of a sudden they're not there, and it's pretty horrible.
It is.
But I think having counselors and other people on campus to support you as an educator through all of those emotions is so important. Yeah. And sorry, take a dark turn.
No, that's okay. That is okay. I don't need you to apologize. Everything that you've talked about is like the narrative of A, it's your narrative as an educator, and B, it's totally
We're famous out here.
Oh my gosh.
The real famous people are teachers, to be honest.
Well, I mean that is a fun part, being able to see our kids out in public, and yeah. What was I saying? It's part of your narrative. It's part of many educators' narratives.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the ebbing and the flowing and the highs and the lows of being an educator. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head with all the rewarding and challenging parts. It's not always delicious Chipotle burrito bowl in the life of an educator.
No, definitely not.
So
it's a mixed bag.
It really is. It really is.
And it depends on the day. And I think this might lead to the next one too.
Yeah. What advice would you share with an aspiring educator? That one?
Yeah. I think oh my god, I think that's why when you do have really hard days, what I did before I ever even stepped into the classroom was I wrote a list on why I wanted to be a teacher. And then some days when I have really, really hard days where, whatever went wrong, right? So many things can go wrong. But whatever went wrong, I'm able to look back on that list and really remember why I became a teacher and why I'm doing this every day. And another advice that I would give to aspiring educators is probably to collect every single little note that you get from your students and save them. That also is what I do if I ever have a really hard day. I read some of the ways that I've impacted my students, and that really helps me get through whatever I might be going through or struggling with that day or the lesson or whatever it might be. And then general advice, I think really going into it with a passion. And I think that when you have a passion for what you do, it shows in your eyes, in your body language. And I think that, I don't know, I want to go out of this job feeling just as excited to go into the classroom as I was on my first day. Like, I don't ever want to be the educator that gets burned out and feels jaded, Like, I'd rather retire with, like, oh man, I don't want to go.
Right.
Than, like, get me out of here. And then another advice, just connect with the kids and don't take things personally. That's something I had to learn. I'm still learning.
Oh yeah, for real. True that.
Yeah. And be kind to yourself and take good care of yourself, because those two, my God, if you don't listen to anything else I say in this interview, those two. Take good care of yourself and be kind to yourself.
Joe, tell us how you are kind to yourself and how you take care of yourself.
Well.
Oh, you got your own mic.
I just pulled it out of nowhere. Well, I love to run, and so I think that just like keeping up with what I always love to do, like the things that make me happy. If nobody else was around, the whole world was gone, I would read and I would run. And that's about all I need, really.
Can you do both at the same time?
I can listen to an audiobook. So that's kind of, but not really.
Kind of. Not a real deal, but it's like
a half deal.
It's like a half deal.
Yeah. But yes, doing what you love to do and taking good care of yourself. Lots of orange juice and immune boosting situations. Very first year, oh my god.
What other immune boosting situations?
Ginger and lemon tea. Make it from scratch because it's way better than the tea bags that you get. It's life-changing.
All right, you have to tell me how to make that.
Oh yeah.
After this,
We'll do a whole tutorial.
This leaf twister that we're in here. We're not in Minnesota anymore, folks. But
the weather out here.
Well, it's blue skies, and it's
and,
about 54 degrees.
I think the weather is coming from the East Bay, not Bay, but East, and 45-degree angle. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know, something like that.
All that to say, it's really nice out here.
Yes,
The exotic Davis, California. Hey.
We're just talking to ourselves out here. The camera.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah. Nothing to see. Hello.
All right, Joe. Is there anything else that you want to share with the class before we dip out?
I want to say two things.
Oh, okay.
First of all, Ellen, whatever your middle name is, DeGeneres, get this here amazing educator on your dang channel because the whole world's got to see what she's doing. Am I right? I think
You're
I'm
so
right.
right. You're so right.
Second thing is, thank you so much.
Oh, yes.
It's been so wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed myself today.
Likewise. And Mrs. Lanni, who did you shout out to today?
Miss Scott.
Miss Scott, 9th grade English teacher.
Yep.
Shout out to you, Miss Scott.
Shout out.
For
You're the
making
reason.
You're the reason.
You're the
like
reason.
you pulled her out of the
Everything.
depths of the things that she was going through.
Yep.
And like the combination of all the things from birth till 9th grade at that point.
Yeah.
That, I mean, imagine how your life could have been different. I mean, worst case scenario or not, like it could have been a lot different. And now you're an educator making a difference just like Miss Scott made for you. Aww. Shucks. This is your 4th year or this is your 5th year? This your 4th year? 4th year. And she wants to go out swinging.
Yes.
She wants to retire in this profession.
Yeah.
So, shout out to all you educators out there who are putting in work. Work.
We're proud of you.
I'm so proud of you. I mean, I'm not wearing a hat today, but all 12 or 15 hats on my wall right now, I will just throw them on the ground. Hats off to you, because I mean, being in the classroom, like you literally wear at least 12 hats in one class period.
And if you can see them all.
Yeah.
But they're on there.
You keep your hair looking real good, girl.
Oh, thank
with all
you.
them hats. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. This has been Kayla Ebby and
Josephine Lanni.
doing an Educator Shout Out Interview. Ellen, I look forward to hearing from you.
I look forward to hearing from you, Ellen.
Yeah. I will happily be behind the camera.
Yeah.
On your
Where's
show.
my couch? I'm ready for it. I'm
Ooh,
ready to
girl.
sit down. You can scare me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can handle it.
Yeah, and I know you can handle it because you better be ready, because ask my housemates. We
Oh my
scare each
God.
other.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And
This is the perfect guest for your show.
You're sweet.
To be honest, seriously.
I really appreciate that. And
You do the whole dancing.
Oh my gosh, Ellen and I would have a ball.
Oh yeah, you would.
Like it. That is one of my life goals.
It's gonna happen.
At this point, it wasn't before the Educator Chipotle Challenge. So thank you,
Shout out.
Kale, for challenging me to eat Chipotle once a day for a year, and then I created this thing, and then wanted to be on Ellen's show to shout out to all the educators out there making a difference,
And it's helped so many.
Appreciate that. Did you know that I visited Warner Brothers studio and went to her studio, and I put I don't have it on me. My Educator Chipotle Challenge cards around in her studio.
Good.
Yeah. So I hope you found one of them.
Yep,
I
found one.
really hope that you are just waiting for the perfect day. I'm not quite sure what that perfect day is because
Could be today, could be tomorrow.
All right, August 28th, 2019 could have been the perfect day because it was the last day of the challenge, day 365. But there's another perfect day somewhere out in the abyss of the calendar.
Just keep thinking about it, Ellen.
Yeah.
She'll be available.
This is my manager here.
Yeah.
She knows my schedule for the next 62 years.
Yes. I'll wait.
Yeah. I mean, me too. Me too. 62 years. I am 31. 31 plus 62, 3.
Oh, I don't know math.
9,
93?
93.
93, something like that?
Yep.
Something like that?
Yep.
I'm an English teacher. Don't ask me to do math.
That's fine. Yeah, okay. All right. Kayla Ebby.
Josephine Lanni.
Josephine Lanni.
Signing
Over
off.
and out. Much love, folks. Much love. Keep it real.
Red.
Woo, work it, girl, work it. Oh, what you got there?
Just a Chipotle bowl.
Yes.
Done.
Oh, okay. A spin. Ooh.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
It's my life.